Hey everybody, welcome back to Going With The Ganongs. If you're new here, my name is Dan, and we are a family of 4 who have moved off-grid and over the last 2 years have slowly been chipping away at making our home and our life here in the Canadian forest. Now through this fall, we have put our heads down and done a lot of work that we've been waiting a long time to do. We have almost completed the interior of our cabin, and that is coming up in next week's video. This week's video is going to be a little shorter and a little quicker, but it is definitely something that is super important to living off-grid, and we've waited a long time to get this going. But before we get to that, I do want to say, yes, this is our first video in 3 weeks, and things just got busy, and you have to prioritize sometimes, and unfortunately editing the videos is what got lower on the priority list. Now we've been filming, we've been doing things, and we just haven't been able to get the videos out. But they're coming slowly but surely. So here we go. Let's show you a very exciting upgrade here at the off-grid cabin. Alright everybody, we have a very exciting project that we are starting today. Kind of right there where I put the wood down is where it will stand. If you think you know what we're about to do today, comment down below. And I must say, this one has been a long time coming. Alright, so I'm set up here with the sawhorse, all the tools we need, have my measurements. We're pretty much making a big square to hold some things. Again, if you didn't comment down below, let us know. What do you think we're making? Well, so far the mistake has been I measured what I'm making and built this to the exact same measurements, but what I'm making it for needs to sit inside of it, and I forgot to add an extra 3 inches so that the width of the 2x4 itself is accounted for. So back to the drawing board. Alright everybody, we have this stand standing up in a good area, on a good angle. If you haven't guessed yet, guess down below, what do you think we're doing? We're almost ready though to put this thing to use for what I'm building it for. Alright friends, well if you haven't guessed it yet, I am building a little stand for our first 6 solar panels. They are bifacial panels, so it should be a little better for us in the winter when snow falls. Essentially a bifacial panel means the front gets direct sunlight and therefore charges from the front, but the back also can get reflecting light and charge off of that and generate power off of the back and generate power off of the reflecting sunlight on the other side of the panel. So on these top panels, when it's winter time and there's a bunch of snow and the sun's shining down, it'll actually reflect on the snow and help just up the wattage just a little bit. Alright, I have another 4 to try to put them in together. We're going to put them in parallel series so that it fits into the voltage and amperage capacity of our AC 240, which is our main power for the cabin right now. Alright friends, there we have it, and the solar panels fit in perfectly, and the sun is shining super bright right now. I do have this set up temporary in the sense that the legs are temporary. The frame that's actually holding them, I'm going to use that again next year, but I am going to figure out a way to make it so that we can tilt it differently for summer and winter. But right now I just pretty much put it on a 45, which is going to be perfect for us through the winter. Even just the sun right now in October, the sun is shining right down on these, probably pretty well perfect right now. So if you're familiar with solar, the idea is that each pair of 2, they are a maximum, the VOC is around 22 volts, and the maximum voltage capacity on our AC 240 is 60 volts. So I'll be able to pair 2 sets together in series, and then what we're going to do is I have some Y connectors with 3 attachments, and we will put each of them in together in parallel. That will add up to about 15 amps, close to 16, but the maximum on the AC 240 is 20 amps. So that keeps us safely below all of those maximums and kind of maximizes our intake. In total, this is 6 100 watt panels. I mean, it'll never get 600 watts. If you've ever done much with solar, they really don't hit that wattage capacity often, almost ever. But they should get, at least on a good sunny day like it is right now, they would be well over half. So we'd get, 400 watts, I would assume, 400 to 500, I should say, watts on a perfect condition day. However, even on cloudy days and all of that, it's still going to be charging everything. And just to make it clear, the way we've been doing this for the last 2 years that we've been living here is that we've just been bringing out our power stations outside with our portable solar panels because we haven't had the cords long enough, and that's just what works best. You can move those around and optimize the sun power through the day. But now with this here, it's staying. I won't be out moving it. We'll have to take the snow off it, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, I bought some cables that'll go straight into the cabin from here. This is all perfectly clear of trees and everything for solar right now. Although next summer I'll likely do a little tree trimming, take some things out, and make this just a little more ideal. If you can hear the background right now though, the generator is running, and we are looking forward to not having to do that pretty much every day. Alright, next step is to get these things wired together in parallel series so that we can then hook them in to the cords, run the cord to the cabin, and have solar inside. So here we go right there. This will get us in parallel. Each of these 2 pairs of panels, so 3 pairs of panels, are connected in series. And now these adapters I'll plug the other cords into, and then our cords will go completely all together here to the cabin, and that's what the charging cable will go into, and this will get us a good amount of solar. I'm super excited. It is also sunny right now, so I kind of want to rush and get it plugged in and get it going so that we can drill a hole through the floor, get the cord ran where we need it to, and plug in the AC240 where it's supposed to be, and make sure everything works the way it's supposed to. And there we go, folks. 2 sections of 100-foot cable here. Now, I know 100 foot is a lot, and there will be power loss over that distance for sure. We obviously want the panels not right in front of the cabin. They could have been on the side, but I would have had to take down a bunch of trees to do that. Maybe in the future we'll do it if we feel like we're losing too much over that distance. But thankfully all we needed is these 100-foot cables, and we're good. We'll see what the loss is like over that distance. It is time. We'll do the dirty work of crawling under the cabin, drilling the hole through the floor, getting that all situated so that we can just sit this thing inside and never have to worry about it. Well, friends, I just did the dirty work of crawling underneath the cabin. There's a lot of room under there to crawl around for the most part, other than when I have to go under the beams. The beams that the whole floor is set on are 2x8. So there's obviously 8 inches less, which I was able to get underneath of one. Obviously it's tight, but where you're not under the beams, you're just under the floor joists. On the other end from where I'm at is even higher because the ground isn't quite level here. And this end where I'm sitting, and this end where I am now is a little lower to the ground, but still more than good enough to move around. This is me getting out under those beams. All right, I think I am gonna go for it and just drill the holes. I'm already filthy. Get back under there, get the cords up through, and then we don't have to think about it again. These are the 2 cords coming from the solar panels up front, officially inside the cabin. Good. Here's a moment of truth. Let's plug this in and see what happens. Something's not working, but I was tugging on the cords a lot, so we'll go up front and see if everything is connected properly. Alright friends, good news. It is almost 4 o'clock, and I figured out the problem of why I wasn't charging. One of the cables that I had purchased, the cord just actually wasn't fully connected into the MC4 connector, so I had to unscrew it, push it in the whole way, screw it back on, and this thing is working. Although it's a beautiful sunny afternoon right now, and we're pulling 413 watts. So when we have a nice sunny day like this and those panels are in full sun for the afternoon, this thing will just be charging all day. It's a little surreal. It's been a long time coming that we've been waiting to have solar full time just set up. This is just hooked into the solar full time now, and I'm stoked. And there we have it, everybody. That is going to do it for this week's video. We have been absolutely loving having the solar out front. I will say, however, I'm not fully sure why, and maybe somebody in the comments can help me. Maybe it has to do with voltage, amperage maximums and things like that, but sometimes when we have the most sun through the day, it actually drops down to only pulling 120 watts, kind of like mid to late afternoon when you'd think the sun would be best for it. All morning though, and before the sun gets at its peak in the sky, we pull up to 450, sometimes 500 watts on a nice sunny morning, which is beautiful and is everything we need. Obviously, this is just the beginning. As we move forward, we're going to need more solar than this. But there we have it. That's everything here for this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.